Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I now have 2 subscribers, which honestly makes me very happy. I don't know how you found me, but I'm glad you're here. My name is Olga and I'm an experienced crocheter, but I would say I'm more of a beginner knitter. Even though I learned how to knit in my childhood and did quite a lot of knitting in my teenage years, I then stopped knitting for a couple of decades. Just last year, I decided to pick it up again. On this channel, I'll be documenting my knitting journey, my learning process, and the progress of my projects. In today's video, I'd like to show you the very first project of 2026 that I'm starting. I've had this yarn in my stash for quite a long time, and now I've decided to use it to knit myself a lightweight sweater. This yarn is self-striping cotton cake mill ends from Hirschner's. The package says it's either cotton or a cotton and acrylic blend. There is really no way to know for sure. I hope it's cotton because lately I've been moving more and more toward natural fibers when it comes to my clothing. Eventually, I'd love to replace my wardrobe with garments made entirely from natural fibers. But that will take some time, of course. But in the meantime, I want to knit this sweater and simply enjoy it. I don't knit from patterns. I honestly don't know how. Instead, I use garments I already own as sizing and shaping templates. That's exactly what I'm going to do for this project. I'll be using this sweater from White House Black Market as my reference. It fits me well, I like the shape, so I'll use it as a guide and knit something similar. I'll also be using the same stitch pattern as this sweater. It's basically a stockinette stitch with rows of small holes created by knitting 2 stitches together and then making a yarn over. It shouldn't be too complicated. I plan to knit the sweater from the bottom up, so it will be darker at the bottom, lighter toward the top, and the sleeves will be the lightest. I have 2 sets of knitting needles over here. They are very old. They originally belonged to my mom, and she later passed them on to me. I don't know the exact sizes. One pair is quite thin and the other is a bit thicker, so I decided I will knit 2 swatches and see which one I like better. Here are the 2 samples I knitted last night. I think they both look quite lovely. But I'll be honest, knitting with this yarn is challenging. First of all, it's a fine yarn, so the stitches are really tiny. And second, because the yarn is spun from very thin strands, it tends to split quite a bit. Still, I'm not discouraged and I'm going to keep going. In this first sample, I added the little holes I mentioned earlier. I made 2 rows where the holes line up directly on top of each other. Then over here, I work them in an alternating pattern, and I think that looks very pretty. In this second sample, I simply use stockinette stitch, and I think that looks very nice as well. I also have to keep in mind that once I start knitting the sweater, the fabric will have a gradient color effect. This option looks simple, neat, and elegant, and with the color changes, it will be even prettier. This first option looks more complex, which is also very appealing. I'm torn between the 2. I like them both. So I think I'm gonna take some pictures and send them to my mom and ask her opinion. After talking it over with my mom, I decided to go with the first option, and I've already started knitting the back panel. This is how much I've completed in 2 days. I think it looks very pretty, and I cannot wait for the colors to start changing. This is definitely going to be a slow project, and it will take quite a while. And that's perfectly fine with me. I enjoy having slow projects to work on, whether it's slow knitting or slow crocheting. I do need to pay a lot of attention, especially in the rows where I'm making the holes, but I feel like the final result will be worth the effort. Please wish me luck with this project. I cannot wait to share another update with you. Thank you for watching, and until the next video.